We're looking at the very nearly completed 3-panel gate, heading off to Southern California in hopefully just a couple of weeks, as soon as we can schedule it and meet with some other people there. I'll take it down and install it, and this video is primarily for the client who has graciously trusted me with deposit money and time, which is always a little amazing to me. I find that it's a trust worthy of an excess of my own time and energy to try to get something as right as I believe it should be. Clearly, we haven't started any of the coloring process, but getting it just to this stage, this clean, is hours and hours of work over 2 different days, much of 2 different days, in fact. One little thing just for the record, not that anybody would worry, but that is just to hold it in place for this quick video shot. But what I've done here is bring a tapered tree trunk up out of one of the upper levels, and I shouldn't say at the last, but as I was beginning to finalize the art design, I really felt like this tree trunk look would be an interesting addition. And so I did it. I have it on both sides. There is an A side and a B side. This is the dominant side that will face the street. However, if you first approach it from the other side, I don't think that you would go, you would think that it's the ugly sister. It's actually very nearly equally attractive, both sides. I always try to do that. But there are a few things. These panels need to be rolled under for attachment points, and this top piece is rolled completely under with a bead wire on the inside. So those elements are exposed on the back side, but once the color is done and you step back, I always call it the 20-foot rule. Most of my artwork is viewed initially, the people first see it, at about 20 feet. And that changes everything. You can get up to within a couple of inches of anything, and I'll guarantee you the artist can point out 1 or 2 things that he wished were a little bit better or a little bit different. And this one is no exception. But I think we're there. I think we're at a very happy point. I did not place the latch. Maybe I should have done that, although I haven't even done the combination on it yet. And since the owner has a couple of these already in place, I might defer to their knowledge about that. It is not a latch that I'm familiar with, and it has I like it very much because it uses no batteries and is a permanent, what's the word I'm looking for? Code that's good virtually forever. I guess it would be very much like the realtor code boxes that they use to get in and out of homes that are being shown. Perhaps that's enough. I'm just kind of oogling my own work here right now, and I could spend way too much time talking about it. I think the things that are interesting to point out to other viewers will be the tapers, the fact that many of these pieces start at one dimension and taper down to another. That's exceedingly time-consuming, but I think it's really important to show some depth and character of the piece. The other thing one could discuss and argue until the end of time is how many leaves should there be. Of course, in the real world, these 46 or almost 50 leaves would be a bare fraction of what you might see on a real piece of botanical work by God's own creation. But at some point, I have to make a call. Dollars start to run out at some point. They take a tremendous amount. Each one is hand cut. No 2 are identical, and that would be the reasoning that I can't just stamp out an extra couple of hundred and stick them on there. I think that this makes the statement that I want to make. I also like to show off the rest of the work that I do. So that's part of the excuse. On the back side, if you can see it, there's an odd little extension right here that we also hadn't talked about, but it is to highly limit the probability of somebody being able to reach over and get to the backside of the latch and open the gate. I suppose it isn't impossible, but then again, if somebody is that determined, it's not impossible to climb over the fence. So we try to limit it and make it harder to access. We take it from simple trespass to break an entry if somebody does that much work to try to get in. And for a few people, that's a significant difference. For the rest of us, it doesn't matter because we weren't going to do that anyway. Okay, time to shut up. Take one more shot of it in a few days once it's colored, and we'll start making plans for installation. And thanks for viewing. See you another trip.